Hello and welcome to this short training session of the Crowe Lease Accounting Optimizer. My name is Luis Lopez and I am the product manager of this solution. In this session, we're going to be looking at the cross-entity batch. The cross-entity batch allows users to perform and create lease transactions across different legal entities. This is particularly useful for companies that have numerous legal entities. I'm going to navigate back to my Dynamics 365, and I am a lease manager, so I can only see the lease module. And here I have two legal entities that I would like to post transactions, the entity USRT and the entity USMF. I am currently in the entity USRT, and if I navigate to my lease module and in my lease summary, you'll be able to see that I have two leases, USRT1 and USRT2. And I can go onto my USRT2 books and you will find that this lease is not yet acquired. This means we have not yet posted transactions against this lease, and the initial recognition button is enabled. In the same scenario, this is the USRT1 as well is not yet acquired. And so what we need to do is we need to post an initial recognition journal entry. But before doing that, we're going to look at USMF legal entity, and we're going to see that we have also two leases that need to be acquired. So we see USMF3, if we go into books, is not yet acquired, as well as USMF4, and then go into books. It is also not acquired. Before we can utilize the cross-entity batch, we need to make sure it's enabled. So I'm going to navigate back to my lease module and go to my posting parameters. Under setup, security setup, I see a cross-entity batch feature. If this is off, like in this case, when I navigate to my batch journal creation, you're going to see that I am not able to select multiple legal entities. However, if I navigate back to my security setup under lease posting parameters, and I turn on the cross-entity batch, I will now be able to select multiple legal entities in my batch journal creation. In this case, I'm going to simply select the USMF entity, and you'll be able to see I can only see leases that relate to the USMF entity. However, if I want to perform accounting for multiple legal entities, I will need to select all the applicable legal entities, and now I will be able to see leases that relate to separate legal entities. In this case, I have two leases in USRT and two in USMF. I'm going to select all those leases, and I'm going to click on post and preview before running. And what you're going to see is that the system would automatically create for us initial recognition journal entries for those four leases. Once I am comfortable with the journal entries, I can review and see that they are going to be posted in each respective legal entity. And so I'm going to click on run. And if we navigate back to our lease summary form, we're going to see that those leases are now posted to our general ledger. The status of this lease was switched to open, and if I go into general journals, we see the initial recognition journal entry. In the same way, if we navigate to our USRT legal entity, we'll be able to see that these leases were also posted to the general ledger. Now that we know how to post leases across different legal entities, we can follow the same process. So I'm going to navigate to lease and to batch journal creation, and this way I can post, in this case, interest expense journal entry across all my leases, across all my legal entities. So I'm going to select USRT and USMF, and I'll be able to see all four leases. In this case, I will create the journal entries for the month of January. And decide to post directly. And so this will create 8 journal lines for my 4 leases, and they will be posted to the corresponding legal entity. And I'm going to click on run. So if I navigate back to my lease module, you're going to see that the journal entry for the month of January for each lease was generated. And then you would repeat the same process for the depreciation expense, for the payment, the short-term, long-term reclassification, and so on. Thank you for watching this session, and please reach out if you have any questions.